Hello, and welcome to session 8 of Moms on the Money Trail. My name is Katrina Boyer. I'm the Investor Education Coordinator for the Pennsylvania Department of Banking and Securities, and I'm so glad that you've decided to be a part of our conversation about choosing an account and professional that are right for you. Did you know that in Pennsylvania, the Department of Banking and Securities has more than 200,000 registered investment professionals? That's a lot of people. This includes broker-dealers, broker-dealer agents, investment advisor representatives, and notice filers. Basically, you need to know what type of professional is right for you. And I want to first talk about a brokerage account. A brokerage account is money that we're going to put away and we're going to deposit money with a firm so that we can invest for our financial future. This is where we might put money that we want to buy or sell stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Sometimes these accounts are also called taxable investment accounts. It's really important that we understand that this is different from our retirement accounts that may be offered by our employer. But there's a lot of different options, and we need to make sure that we are making an educated decision. So, we're going to talk about different types of accounts that are available to you. The first type I'm going to talk about is the online opportunity to buy or sell stocks through a broker or a broker dealer. This is the type of account that you may want to have if you want to self-manage your portfolio. Early on in our series, we talked about the importance of having a diversified portfolio. If you're an individual who wants to manage your portfolio on your own, this might be the type of account that you want to open. You're going to do your own homework. You're going to look at the investment opportunities. You're going to check out the appropriate documentation through the Securities and Exchange Commission, through the prospectus for the investment. You're going to do your homework and tell your broker or your broker dealer that you want to buy or sell certain investments. That is an individual who is going to be paid based upon what they do for you, as far as per transaction they're going to buy or sell for you. Now, another type of account that we want to talk about is a robo advisor. That's going to be a firm where you fill out a form, and the computer, based upon the answers to the form that you complete, is going to help make the financial decisions, your investment decisions for you. It's a really great way to sort of be investing in a way that doesn't require a lot of work. Some people like to think of it as hands-off investing or even algorithmic investing, because the computer uses algorithms to make your investment choices for you. That's a robo advisor, and their fees are very often very low. And so, if that's something that's important to you, that might be the type of account that you want to open. The next type of account that I want to talk about are those managed accounts. That's going to be the traditional financial advisor that you think about, who's going to get to know you and what your long and short term goals are. And they may actually help you with more than just investing. They may help you with your home buying plans. They may help you with insurance, life insurance, lots of different things to make sure that your financial house is in order. But you need to understand that with that managed program are going to come higher fees. So you want to keep that in mind as you're thinking about the type of account that you want to open. But before you open any types of accounts, it's really important that you do some homework. You want to make sure that you investigate and verify that the firm is licensed. When we talk about the investment professional specifically, you're also going to want to make sure that they are licensed. You want to understand the opportunities, the investment opportunities that they offer. And you want to make sure that you check that client relationship summary and ask questions of your professional. I think it's a good idea to interview them. You are hiring them to do a job for you. So make sure that you interview them and it's a good fit for you. So we talked about and broker dealers. Sometimes they're called registered representatives. They might be called a financial advisor or an investment consultant. It's important to understand that no matter what they go by, if they are a broker or broker dealer, remember that's the one who allows you to do your own homework and you tell them what you want them to do for you. They're going to be paid on a commission. Anytime that you contact them and tell them that you want to buy or sell a security or an investment, they're going to do what you ask them to do. It's really important that you understand that this type of professional may expose you to some possible conflict of interest. And we're going to talk about conflicts of interest in a little bit more detail when we talk about the client relationship summary. But it's important to understand that that broker dealer or that investment broker, again, they may expose you to some of those potential conflicts of interest. So investment advisors, they may call themselves an investment manager, asset or wealth or portfolio manager, or they may even call themselves your investment counsel. The reality is those are the ones who are going to take the time to get to know you, understand your goals, and help you to reach those things. But you need to understand how you're going to be paying them because they're going to manage your assets and they're going to be paid by a percentage of the money that they're managing for you. Now, it's important to understand that they have to tell you what those fees are going to be. And the truth is that that percentage varies pretty significantly. And typically, the more money that you have that they're managing on your behalf, the lower the fees they're going to charge you. So keep in mind if you have more money in that account, in that, those assets under management, they're going to charge you less, a lower percentage. And so that can be really helpful. So next I want to talk about that financial planner. That's the one who is actually going to help you reach those financial goals. They're going to help you with making sure that you're on track to meet those goals throughout your lifetime. They may go by certified financial planner, personal financial planner, registered financial planner, or even something simple like RFP. Those are the ones who are going to look at your insurance. They're going to look at your maybe your debt to help you sort of pay that down, make those plans. They're going to look at your overall big financial picture and help you to try to reach the goals that you want to reach. Now, they're going to be paid a simple fee. It might be hourly. It might be, they're going to help you set up this plan and they're going to charge you, $500 to do that. It might be a flat fee. Again, it's important to understand how the professional that you hire is going to be paid. And we're going to talk further about that in just a little bit. But once you start thinking about hiring that investment professional, it's a good idea to start by making sure that anybody that you're considering hiring is registered as an investment professional. And you can do that by going to brokercheck.finra.org. This is the place to go to see all of the information that's publicly available about your investment professional. You can see, you type in the name of the firm or the person, and you can see all the information that you need as far as how long they've been registered, what exams they've passed, so you understand what they can and can't do for you. You will see a listing of any complaints that may have been filed against them. You can see if any actions have been taken against them in Pennsylvania or any other jurisdiction. But I just want to back up a little bit and mention that we need to be aware that just because someone has a complaint filed against them doesn't necessarily mean we should write them off. Because the truth is, anyone can file a complaint about an investment professional to their jurisdiction. So if an individual has a problem with their investment professional and they live in Pennsylvania, they could contact the Department of Banking and Securities and file a complaint about their investment professional. Maybe their professional didn't get them the return on their investments that they expected. Maybe, there was a disagreement and the client decided to file a complaint. That information is going to be found on BrokerCheck. So we want to make sure that the complaints on BrokerCheck justify whether or not we want to move forward with a relationship with that specific investment professional. So I always say consider the complaint before you write off that specific professional. Because again, you can't please everybody all the time. And so that's something that I always like to caution investors about. Let's move on and talk about this process of how to choose our investment professional. Um, you can go online and search for broker dealer in, your specific community. You can go online and search for investment advisor, in your community. You can also ask friends or family. Talking to somebody who has sort of the same beliefs, the same goals as you do about the investment professional that they're using can go a long way in helping to ensure that the investment professional that you consider um, will be a good match for you. But I always tell people you can't just rely on what your friends or family tell you. You've got to verify that license. And that's where we go back to that slide where we go to BrokerCheck and make sure that not only is your friend, providing a recommendation for a specific professional, but that you verify that professional is registered. Um, and then it's a good idea to actually interview a couple of different professionals that you're considering. I always say it's a good idea to have two or three that you consider so that you can interview them all and then make an educated decision for yourself. Um, so you interview that person, and then you also want to take a look at that client relationship summary. That is a great document that is going to outline the basics that you really need to know about the professional that you're considering. But before we talk too much about that, let's talk about some of the questions that you might want to ask. You can ask how long the firm has been in business. You can ask questions about how they're going to be paid. Are they going to be paid by transaction? Are they going to be paid by a percentage of the assets that you have that they're managing? Are they going to be paid a flat fee? A good idea to ask them if all of the investments that they refer or they use are registered. You wouldn't want to invest in a product that isn't legal. We're going to talk about investment fraud in next session's program, but you want to make sure that it's registered. And then talk about or ask questions about the types of products that they may offer their clients that are existing. Um, what the fees, what are the fees that you might have to pay? Um, the reality is that there are hundreds of questions that you could ask. You can go to the website that you see here, sec.gov, and find questions that investors should ask. This website actually has a couple hundred questions that it lists. Obviously, you don't need to ask that many questions, but asking the same questions of the individuals that you're going to interview is really helpful because you can compare their answers. Ask them what training or experience they have. Ask them to tell you about the clients that they have and those situations. If their clients are all multimillionaires, or their clients are all individuals who have a lot of assets under management, and you're just getting started, that might be something that you want to consider because you want to know that your professional understands your situation. And so asking about their background and asking about their other clients can go a long way in helping to ensure that you're a good fit. And again, we always want to ask what fees we may have to pay. You can also ask them for the client relationship summary. They should provide that to you, and you can see exactly what they're going to charge. You can see if they've had actions taken and get reportable actions taken against them. You can see exactly what you're getting into. So that can be really helpful. You also want to make sure that the investments that they offer coincide with the investments that you're looking to make. That's always helpful. Are they going to put you into a mutual fund? Are they going to put you into an exchange traded fund? Are they, going to put you heavily into stocks? Those types of things. It's important to understand what they're going to put you into. And you may recall that we talked about the different types of investments that are available in earlier sessions. So if you need to be reminded about that, go back and check out some of those other slide handouts that we have shared. Now, another thing to consider is whether or not your investments are going to be insured. Now, early on, we talked about banking and the NCUA or FDIC insurance. Securities can be insured under the Securities Investor Protection Corporation. Your money in your account may be insured up to $500,000, including $250,000 for cash that they may be holding. But it's important for you to understand that this type of insurance does not cover regular losses in the market. It is also not going to cover investments that aren't properly registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is one of the reasons that you want to make sure that your investment professional is only putting you into securities that are registered properly. So keep that in mind and make sure that you're comfortable with the information that you find. Now, when you get ready to open your account, you need to know that you're going to have to provide them with personal information about yourself. You're going to have to give them your social security number, your driver's license, or your identification card information. You're going to have to give them information about your income and employment. They're going to ask you about some of your goals for investing and how much risk you're willing to take with your investments. That's really important because they want to make sure that they get you into the right type of account and the right type of investments. Another question that they might ask you, or they will ask you, is about a trusted contact person. A trusted contact person is an individual that you name in the event that you become incapacitated or there are concerns about your accounts. That trusted contact person is the person that they can reach out to with concerns about you. Now, that does not give them the ability to reach out to your trusted contact information person and give them information about your accounts. It also does not allow them to reach out to that person and try to solicit them to become investors, to become their clients. It really is just a person that the firm can reach out to in the event they're concerned um, about you and your transactions maybe that you're doing. Um, but again, they can't give out specific financial information. So that's important for us to understand. So I want you to think about what services do you need? Are you looking for someone who's going to help you buy and sell investments at your discretion? Or are you looking to have someone manage your investments and help you reach your financial goals, your investment goals? Or are you looking to have someone help you sort of organize your whole financial future? It's important to understand the services that you need and match that with a professional that is appropriate for you. So, another thing that I think is important for us to understand is whether or not your investment professional has a fiduciary obligation to do what is in your best interest, or whether they're not a fiduciary and they can put you into a product that may be suitable, but not necessarily in your best interest. And that's something that you can ask your investment professional point blank. It's an important question for us to ask because we want to make sure that the investment professional that we hire is a good match for us. Now, in 2020, there was a regulation that was passed that requires your investment professional to provide you with their client relationship summary. Now, I've talked about the client relationship summary at least 3 other times in this presentation, but I want to make sure that we understand specifically what that document is and understand that if you're in the process of interviewing multiple professionals, during that interview process, you can ask them to send you their client relationship summary so that you can compare them one to another. Now, the client relationship summary needs to tell you about the services that they offer, the fees and costs that you're going to expect. Maybe it's a flat fee, maybe it's an hourly fee. Maybe it's a percentage of the assets under management, or maybe it's a transactional fee. Maybe they're going to charge you a certain percent every time you reach out to them. Make sure that you know what you're being charged. They also have to tell you about any potential conflicts of interest. Remember, I talked about that fiduciary or non fiduciary. For someone who does not have that fiduciary duty, they may tell you about certain investment opportunities. Some of them may offer some form of compensation to them if they get you to purchase this investment. Now, the investment might be just fine and it might be appropriate for you, but you need to know if there's a potential conflict of interest so that you can make that informed decision. The Form CRS is also going to tell you about any reportable legal or disciplinary action that they may have had taken against them. That's information that you're going to find on BrokerCheck, but it's really nice to have it on that Form CRS. So again, you can compare the different professionals that you're considering hiring. Your Form CRS also needs to have information about the types of services that they offer. If it's a firm, they're going to tell you if some of their employees have reportable or disciplinary history, and they're going to tell you specifically about their standards of contact. This is all really great information for you to know and understand. What's great about the Form CRS is that it also has to be written in plain, easy to understand language. That way, if we go back to the middle of this presentation where we specifically talked about interviewing multiple, maybe 2 to 3 different professionals, once you've interviewed them, you can take their Form CRS and the interview questions that you asked, and you can compare apples to apples to make sure that you are going to be working with a professional that makes sense for you. Now, again, I could talk about investing, researching your investment opportunities, researching your investment professional all day, but we have a limited amount of time. So I want to provide you with a few other resources. As always, you can reach out to our office, the Pennsylvania Department of Banking and Securities. But there's also the Securities and Exchange Commission's public facing website at investor.gov. If you type in hiring an investment professional, you are going to find so much more information so that you can make that informed decision about the hiring the firm and the professional that are right for you. Again, you can verify the registration of your professional and your firm at brokercheck.finra.org. That is an amazing resource, and you can find tons of information about your professional the professional that you're considering for your financial decisions. Our consumer services staff are available to answer your questions. This service is free, and we're always there during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, except for during holidays. I want to thank you for your time and attention. My name is Katrina Boyer. I'm the Investor Education Coordinator for the Pennsylvania Department of Banking and Securities. And this does conclude the formal presentation for this event. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at katrboyer@pa.gov. I'll be happy to get the answers for you or point you in the right direction. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.